Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Chassis and I'm here with another exciting episode of Life and Business Hacks with Chassis Everything. It was just something I don't see as a choice. Like, you can choose not to do it, but when you make it known, when it comes to that thing you have to achieve, I'm sure you do not schedule anything over your job. If this is your first time of tuning into this channel, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for subscribing. 9 tips to be more productive. I know we all struggle, every day with being productive as we want to be. So many times we dream of doing things, or we have plans to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. And before the month runs to an end, before the month runs out, and we realize that we end up doing maybe 2 or 3, or sometimes none at all. So I want to share tips on how you can be more productive. So guys, let's go. Okay, we're all struggling with doing things that we're supposed to even do in one day, just one day, and then it almost seems impossible. Like, we all want to be more productive. Fortunately, there's some things that we can do that will work more efficiently, that would help us to achieve those things that we have always wanted to achieve. If we're able to do that, it gives us more time to focus on other areas, and achieve those other things that we have always wanted to do for ourselves. And by so doing, if we're able to kind of automate most of those things that we try to do ourselves most of the time, it will give us more time to wind down and be more productive. Let's go. Number 1. Minimize distractions while you're working. If you want to be more productive, you need to take away all distractions. I do this all of the time. Like, if I have to complete my school assignment, I'm an MBA student, by the way. Sometimes I have to switch off my phone, just to be able to, focus on my assignments and, partake in group discussions for my classes and what have you. So you can do the same thing. If you want to become more productive, you have to close all tabs, like, on the computer. If you need to, just close everything, and even if you don't even need the internet, turn off the Wi-Fi on your computer. Don't turn off my video. All right, you can turn it off now, finish what you're doing and get back to it and watch this video to the end. So open things that you really need, on the system. Put your phone in a different room. If it's distracting you so much, if you're receiving so much calls in the middle of just a 10 minutes assignments, please switch off your phone or leave it in a different room. And that's what I do, like, pretty much all the time. I leave my phone in the living room while I'm working, in the room or something. So you can also do that. It will help you to achieve a lot of things within a short period of time. It will help you to become much more productive, and that is what 2020 is all about. In fact, that is what we are striving to do at this point in time. You can put your phone in a different room if that is what you want. You can keep the sound on, for emergencies, just in case you have a call, a very important call at that point in time. And of course, you don't want to ignore the important calls as much as you're ignoring the less important calls. So guys, really better to leave your phone off. You can always get back to it, much later when you're done with your work, with your assignments, or with your projects, or whatever it is that you're working on. It's been proven that people who put their phones in a different room achieve better results or work better than people who put their phones in their pockets or in their bag close to them, because you're easily distracted by phone calls, by the beeps. When your phone beeps, pip, it could be a Facebook message, or it could be just a notification on Facebook, which doesn't really need urgent attention at that point in time. So personally, I also adjust my music to the task that I am doing. I don't do well with complete silence, sometimes, as I get distracted by every sound coming from outside, so I always have something going on. If I have a day of tasks that are not too intensive, I can play my usual music. If I have a day with tasks that I really need to focus on, I can use instrumental music, soundtracks, Spotify. Let me know if you'd like me to make a list of the things I listen to, so you can just listen to them and see if it works for you. So guys, let's move over to the next point on how to increase your productivity. Let's go. How many of you go straight to your phone when you wake up in the morning, maybe after saying your morning prayers or your morning devotions? How many of you just go straight to your phones and then you go onto Instagram and you go to Facebook, and then before you know it, 1 hour has passed, 2 hours, 3 hours? No. I used to do that way back until I found out this hack that works like magic. And guess what it is? You have to work with your to-do list. create a to-do list a day before or a week before. Or if you're like me, you can plan your entire month, one day. You plan everything a month before, list out the things that you want to achieve every week, and then list out your to-do list every day, map it out. Narrow it down to your daily to-do list, and by so doing, trust me, you're going to achieve a lot of things. I know we all think we're Superman, and then we'll remember everything that we have always wanted to do, that we all need to do. Trust me, you don't. You're not Superman, of course. You don't, and chances are that you will forget to do something. You forget to do something which will probably pop in your head much later, or when you're about to fall asleep. But aside from that very annoying occurrence, there's so many benefits to keeping a to-do list. It decreases chaos, it provides us with a plan, it helps us to check off items that gives us a little dopamine rush, which makes us more likely to tackle the next task. So guys, and do it has not been proved. Always find out that to-do lists actually work well because of a perceived deadline, because how a task always takes as long as you give yourself to do it. Have you noticed that thing too? If you give yourself 1 hour to do this thing, trust me, before the end of 1 hour, you find out you're almost done with that thing, or that you have even finished. But if you don't put a time to it, you'll just be dragging. You feel you have all the time in the world, and before you know it, it's night already, and you're asking yourself, what have I done the whole day? So these are things that you can do to help increase your productivity, day in, day out, guys. So stay woke. This is 2020. You don't want to dull yourself. Let's go out there and be great. Let's go out there and achieve everything that we have always planned to achieve in 2020. A to-do list implies that you have to do it today, that I'm meant to do it today, which makes it a lot more likely that I will actually do it today. Yeah, kind reminder, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment below. If you've been trying to achieve a lot of things for a long time without much success, this is a video that you should tune into and find out how you can become much more productive. Those dreams, those plans, those activities, those things that you have always wanted to do. These are the tips that you should actually look out for. So let's go over to tip number 3. Break big projects into small tasks. Break it down into small tasks, guys. We tend to think in big pictures, and we have amazing ideas, but we get so intimidated that we don't even know where to start, so we don't start. It's crazy, I know. It happens to me sometimes, and it's only on a work level. But on a personal level, it happens on a personal level as well. The best thing we can do here is to break down that huge project down into tiny bits. We can essentially tackle one small task, and in line with what I explained earlier with your to-do list, working with to-do lists, this will give you that dopamine hit as well, if you know what I mean. So guys, essentially tackle one small task. You're more enthusiastic about starting that next task. You gain momentum, and you probably keep going. It helps you keep going. It's a lot easier to tackle things this way than when you junk everything up, when you put everything together and you're scared. When you look at all the things that you need to do, you're like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed, and you don't do anything. You end up doing nothing at all. This happens to me sometimes as well. So guys, break everything down. Break those big projects down into small tasks, and I assure you will achieve everything even before the end of the time that you have given yourself to achieve those things. So guys, take note of it. Break down those big projects into small tasks, and you will see that you'll achieve everything that you've always planned to do. Let's go back to the next. Get rid of decision fatigue. How those really smart and successful people seem to have a capsule wardrobe, or simply wear the same outfit every day. They eat the same thing and do the same thing every day on a schedule. It might seem rigid or boring, but they have mastered their habits, and they have taken charge of their lives. They have figured out the key to productivity. And by eating and wearing the same things on the same days, they have taken away a lot of daily decisions. While you could easily spend 20 minutes deciding on what to wear and another 10 minutes thinking about breakfast, they have gained 30 minutes by doing everything on a schedule. Whether they wear or eat the same exact things daily, or have a capsule wardrobe and a different breakfast daily every day of the week, they don't have to think about it. That has already been taken care of. But more important than the time, it saves them the decision fatigue. We all wake up to a certain level of self-control daily. This self-control gets depleted by the things that we do and the decisions that we have to make. It is important not to run out of self-control as we make our worst decisions those times. I'm sure you also have some stories of your lack of self-control. So now that we know this, we can capitalize on automating things that we do and decreasing the number of decisions that we have to make on a daily basis. This way we can save our self-control for important decisions, and this is where real value is. Guess what tip number 5 is? It is prepare yourself and your environment. When you're 5 minutes into your time block and your brain comes up with one story or the other, it could say, I am thirsty, or I am hungry, or I need to pee, or I'm hot, or I'm cold, or your brain tells you, I need a pen and a piece of paper. Look at that, my battery is about to die. Oh my God. So these things are easy to prevent. But guess what? You can prevent all these stories that touch from happening, by preparing yourself, already getting yourself prepared, for the uncertainties. You know what I mean? So get ready and make sure you're not one of those people that give all these excuses, although they sound valid, but try as much as possible not to box yourself up into that corner of people who give excuses, all kinds of excuses. Why have you not done this? Oh, it's because never ends. Like I said in my previous video, you can either have a month of excuses, so you can make sure that none of these are valid excuses by taking a 5 to 10 minutes before you start working to take care of all of these things. Make sure that you have everything that you need at your desk and you master your monkey brain. So please be prepared. And guess what? This is mainly effective for small tasks. Set a time limit for yourself, but this all depends on you. Stick to one time though. Then whenever a task comes up, consider whether you can do it within the time limit you have set for yourself. If you can do it, please do it straight away. By all means, please do it straight away. This might be answering an email or making that doctor's appointment. It takes care of a lot of small tasks and help you to be more productive as you get a lot of things done in a small amount of time. So guess what? Let's move over to the next point, which is work with time blocks and batching. A simple way to get a lot of things done is to batch and work in time blocks. Batching is doing similar tasks all at once. For example, to get all your shopping done in one go, answering all of your emails at once, making all those phone calls at once, or scheduling all those meetings in the same city on the same day. Personally, I batch my writing, the making of pins and the repinning. Like I create all my YouTube content, at once. I can create everything for a month. I can create everything in a day. I can create all my YouTube content in one day, and then I start to work on every single one of them. That's one of the ways by which you can increase your productivity over time. You work with time blocks and batching. It's essentially the same thing. For a time block, you can work in blocks of hours. You can work in blocks of 1 hour or 2 hours or half a day, a whole day, or whatever works best for you. But within that time block, you can do the things that you batch. So put that in your schedule. Could be Monday could be a day for researching and writing day. Tuesday could be writing day. Wednesday could be Instagram day. Thursday could be creating new pins and proofreading the post that you're about that. And then Friday is personal development day. Tip number 8, make things non-negotiable also for yourself. Have a list of non-negotiables. These are things that are in your schedules that, no matter what. It could be the show that you watch every week. It could be spending quality time with your family, every Sunday evening or every evening or something. Have a list of these things and stick to it. Schedule them in and don't let anything interfere with them. Make sure that you have that time to get to all your non-negotiables. They are a commitment, even if it's not with anyone else. Yeah. I always had colleagues and classmates, ask me how I could work out before I come to work. And the trick is just very simple. It was my non-negotiable. Like, I just did it. It was just something I don't see as a choice. Like, it's compulsory. When you see it as a choice, you can choose not to do it. But when you make it non-negotiable, you make sure that regardless of whatever, there are no excuses. There's no story. When it comes to that thing you have to achieve, it could be workout plans. Make sure that you stick to it. Stick to that routine, and nothing is gonna alter it or change it, as the case may be. When that task is not a choice, there's no decision to make. You treat these things the same way as your job. Okay, when you wake up in the morning, do you ask yourself, should you go to work today? Because you don't have to ask yourself if you should go to work today. You must go to work. If you work for somebody, you must go to work today. I'm sure you don't schedule anything over your job and come up with an excuse to your boss and tell. Do you? I'm sure you don't. So please don't let anything interfere with your non-negotiable. Don't schedule anything over it, and don't ask yourself whether you should do it or not. Just do it. Saves you a lot of those stories that I mentioned earlier. Self-control. Point number 9, don't depend on motivation. You're not always going to be motivated. I mentioned that in my previous videos. You're not always going to be motivated. Have you seen my video on how to have self-confidence? I think you should watch it. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends. Please give my video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I love to read comments. Thank you. Consider the reasons why. Why do you need to do those things? And can you somehow get yourself motivated to do it? Otherwise, there's not much left to do except you make yourself do it. Try the previous tips that I've mentioned above and set a reward or an incentive for completing your task. Tell yourself, if I do this thing, I'm going to do this for myself. If I do that, I'm going to do this for myself. It could be sleeping. It could be like taking time. Okay, I'm going to have a whole day off. Sometimes I do it for myself as well, like to avoid a burnout. Yeah, I have to make a video on how to avoid a burnout, how to prevent a burnout from coming. How to quickly attack the burnout before it gets to you. So let's go. As I was saying, you cannot just depend only on motivation. There is also this 10-minute trick. If there's something that you have to do that you don't want to do, get started for 10 minutes and then decide whether you want to continue doing it or you want to stop. Most of the time you want to keep doing that. Most of the time you want to keep going because you have invested in that task already, and you think you might as well just finish it, since you already started it. So those are great tips that I use to be more productive. My last tip on how to become more productive is to do it. Do that task that you have always wanted to do or that you have always planned to do. Do that task and let me know in the comment section. Please, this is a personal assignment I'm giving to you. Carry out every single task. Set a task for yourself for next month and see to it that you complete every single task. Let me know in the comment. Come back to this video, visit this video again, leave your comments and let me know. On this note, I want to say big thank you to everyone that has joined, that has watched this video till the very end. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I want to say big thank you once again to all my old subscribers and my current subscribers. You guys rock. Thank you so much. You're the real MVP. I recently created a Facebook group for young and aspiring entrepreneurs. It's called Business Moguls. Please feel free to join this group, add your friends, and let me know what you think. I'll leave the link in the description below. Thank you so much. I want to say big thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much to all of my viewers. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the real MVP. You're the reason why I get up to do these things, even when I don't feel like, I just say, I just think about my people, and I'm like, okay, let me quickly go and make this video. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys rock. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, especially those that have been with me from day one and the ones that are just about to subscribe to my channel right now. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you. Bye.